Hey y'all, it's Summer from Hammond's Nest again, and I have a budget-friendly, precious winter craft for you. So you're going to see me start painting here, but I'm going to tell you a little bit about how all this started. So a trip to the Dollar Tree, of course, is where I got this cute little white candle. And I have seen so many precious crafts made out of this, but I thought I would give it my own unique spin. I am going to be painting a snowman, but I've added a little embellishment that you'll see towards the end of the video that I have yet to see. So I just kind of came up with it, and I think it adds a really nice touch. So what you see me doing here first, of course, is painting my snowman face. I'm using Dixie Belle chalk paint for this project. And I am using the color Caviar, which is a black, and Terracotta, which is an orange. A tip here, snowman faces can all be super unique, but a tip here is use the end of your paintbrush to work on that smile instead of your actual brush part. That could be something, a cool little trick that you may not know, but just turn that brush upside down and it really does help. Also, remember that all snowman faces are unique. None's the same. We'll come back and add some highlights here on top of our paint later, but for now I'm just getting on a couple of thin coats of the chalk paint. Our next step is going to be to grab some fabric of your choice to make the scarf. I picked up this cute plaid at Hobby Lobby and I'm ripping it. I just cut a little slit and pulled it all the way down. We're going to put that to the side because I'm going to use this little wooden snowflake that I picked up at Hobby Lobby as well. It came in a big pack, and I'm going to paint it with the color Cotton chalk paint by Dixie Belle and put that to the side. You'll see what I mean in a minute. So I'm going to go ahead and tie that scarf on, and I'm just getting it all set up underneath my snowman face. Make sure your snowman face is pretty dry before you do this. You don't want to smear your paint. But I'm getting that scarf just right. Then I'm going to pull back out that little snowflake that you saw that I painted, and I'm going to glue it right there as a little embellishment. I just thought it was a sweet touch. And then, like I said, I'm going to add some highlights to this cute little snowman face. It just adds a lot of character to do that. And then for this, if you have some buttons lying around, that's great. I just did not, and I really wanted to do this craft and I didn't want to run out and get buttons. So I grabbed some black jute and I just rolled it up to kind of look like a button. So it's like a black rope. And you see me, I tight rolled it and made it about as big as a button. I could have gone a little smaller, but I ended up liking how it looked. So I'm just real quickly doing 3 of those, hot gluing them on the front. I like the texture that it gives to a little bit. I like the buttons, but like I said, didn't have any buttons on him. So once you get all that in place, the next thing is another Dollar Tree find. So I have a cookie sheet from Dollar Tree that I cut out. It sort of ends up looking like a chef's hat at first, but stick with me. I'm going to walk you through it. And then the lid of a mason jar. So I'm painting this all in the chalk paint color Caviar, which is the black. And I'm going to let it dry with that one coat. And when we get this is actually going to be the top hat on this cute little snowman. And so this is the part that I just kind of came up with and started staring about what I had around, and it really worked out. We'll come back to that just in a minute and I'll show you all the special touches. Next, I'm taking some like little sparkly glitter. It's called Extreme Glitter in Silver by Folk Art, and I'm just dusting it on top of my black rope to add a little sparkle. Okay, back to that top hat. So see where I'm bending it? So that's why it kind of looked like a chef's hat, but it's going to end up looking like a top hat. So little line of glue there, and then you're going to use that part that you bent to glue on the top of the lid. And so then once that's good and dry, you can actually go ahead and do your second coat of black, I think, just to give it a nice look. So that's what I'm doing here. See how cute that's going to look? All right, well, we're not done. We got to embellish this little hat a little bit. So we're going to take some of the cotton color that we use to highlight the snowman face, and we're going to kind of just dab around and make some snow. Where I'm going to put snow, I'm going to come back and do a second coat over this with a dabbing motion, but for now, I'm just kind of laying out where I want the snow. And once you get that all on there, you'll see to your liking. See how cute? Just showing you as it goes along. I'm going to take some of that same fabric that I used on the scarf, and I'm just wrapping a piece of flat piece around to create that little part there. Just a little hot glue, held it just fine. And I think it ties in nicely to the scarf. So ribbon on the hat, ribbon on the scarf. And then I'm using that dabbing motions, like I said, to do a second coat of that white chalk paint over my snow. And the dabbing motion really gives it a realistic kind of snow look. Pretty easy so far, right? All right, next I'm going to do another little embellishment to the top hat, and I just had some flocked greenery around, so I just snipped off a tiny little piece, and I'm going to glue it right in the corner there on the hat. Now, you could do all kinds of embellishments on this project. I just kind of kept it pretty neutral, black and white, with that little bit of flocked greenery. And then lastly, over the snow, to kind of tie into my buttons, I'm using that glitter paint again, which dries kind of clear and silver. And I'm dabbing it back over where I put the snow. I mean, y'all, is he just not the cutest? Well, I hope you enjoyed seeing this come together. I hope it inspires you to create something today. And thanks for hanging out with me. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and I'll be back to craft with you again very soon. Bye.